If you've chosen a solar pool, you might want to add lights to it so that it lights up at night. The manipulations are simple to perform, you just need to know what to do. We'll also show you how to replace a light if necessary. So if you have a model like this one, you'll start by removing the 2 screws on the side. Subsequently, to access the light, the seat seal is removed by first lifting the bottom part. Then you release the front part by pulling down. You have to be careful because the white box that contains the light is held to the post by a small tab, so be delicate when removing it. On this portion, we can immediately remove the cap since we'll replace it with the solar collector. We're going to insert the sensor wire and we're going to fix the sensor using the retaining box. Next, we'll connect the light to our wire. We first insert the battery into the light box, which will be inserted into the white box. To find out which side to insert it on, locate the small button that allows you to change the color of the light. This small key is pressed when the latch is pressed. So we're going to make sure to put them face to face to install the wire properly and put pressure on our light so that it remains stuck to it in the white box. So at this time, we can connect the solar collector and the light together. We screw it back so that the connection is made correctly. Then position the light here just below the small anchoring legs. We're now ready to put everything back in place. Just reverse the process, starting with the little legs at the bottom. Then you must push firmly enough to get the little hooks under the seat. Once it's done, there remains only the rear portion to put back by pushing firmly, and we complete the whole thing by replacing our 2 screws. So it's the same process to install a new light if you need to change one. Just repeat the same steps. If you've chosen a pool model like this one, in order to access the light, you'll have to remove the top portion of the seat seal. You'll therefore slide your hand underneath to push it down and then lift it. Once this is done, you'll be able to remove the cap. This is where the solar collector will be installed. We'll therefore slide the wire and put the sensor that will hold in place with the retaining frame. Next, we need to install our light. The first step is to add the battery. The snap button to change the color of the light is right there, so you can change the color even when the light is on. Here is where you need to insert the light. It is important to get to the bottom of it. If you have to remove it, press it to release it from the frame, and you'll be able to remove it very easily. I put it back in place. We must now connect the sensor to the light by simply screwing the 2 ends of the wire together. Then all that's left to do is to reinstall our piece by positioning the solar collector upwards and positioning the wire correctly so that it doesn't prevent us from putting the cover back in place. And we still have access to our button to change the color of the light right here underneath. For this other model, the very first step, which was already done, is to remove the screw which is located under the extension and which allows it to stay in place. Once removed, you can easily lift the part and remove the cap where we'll place our solar collector. It is put in place with the retaining frame. Afterwards, we'll come and install our light with the battery that we have positioned beforehand. We insert the light right there to give us access to the press button, which will allow us to modify the color of the light as we wish. Connect the solar collector and the light together. All that's left to do now is to put back the extension in place and our screw to stabilize it. You're now ready to change your burnt lights or to add more to your liking to personalize your pool.